Hey guys, welcome to another video of OSPF. In today's video, we'll be explaining the configuration of OSPF. So overall, we'll be talking about these topics as you can see on the screen, these topics. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, in today's video, we'll be configuring this topology, not the whole topology, but that we have in here. I will show it right to you right now. So let's connect to our TECHDIVE-HUB. I have connected right now. So this is the project that we have. So as I have showed you before, we will be configuring just the OSPF area in the ABR router that we have in here. So this is like limited for today. In another video, I will configure the whole thing because each part of our topology do different things. For like in here we have another network, like we have an EIGRP network. In here we have we have distribution, and we also have DR and BDRs in the what we call in here that we configure DR and BDR, the configuration of DR and BDR, explain DR and BDR in here, like the two paths, and like we have load balancing in here. We have primary and secondary paths. We have a lot of things to explain in the whole. So we will do it like part by part. We will just what do we call that? Divide the whole topology into parts. Like in today's video, we'll just configure, as I have told you before, these things. So I have configured all the IPs in here. So I will just start these routers in here, and also this one, and also this one. So the routers are started, so let's open them. I have configured the IPs for them, so no, I don't want this one. Okay, so HTML console, this one. So let's go to these routers, and it takes a little bit of time, but still be a little bit patient. So let's open this one, and this one, and this one. So enable configuration terminal in our router. So what is the first thing that we do? We will configure what? The array 0. So how we'll do that? So which routers are the array 0 routers? We have a lot of routers in array 0, but this is just a topology to show you how to configure it. So let me look at the mic. The mic is charged. So so these routers that we have in here are 7, or 8, and R9 are in array 0. So let's configure them. So to start the configuration, we have to first let's check the IP addresses. First, let's start with array 0. So let's open the R8 and R7 and R9. R7 and R9. So these three routers are array 0 routers. We have a lot of router in array 0, but in here I just giving you the concept, I have just added 3 routers to array 0. So let's start configuring it. So let's start from R8. So enable configuration terminal. So when you want to configure OSPF, you started by adding the command router. After that, what do we want to configure? OSPF. And after that, what is the router ID? Router ID is just a number. Process ID. It's just a number, and I just don't give it so much attention because I don't see too much of what we call that, importance in it. So I will just a random number like 1. Like we can add it up to 65,300. How much we have? 6,535. This much we have. So router OSPF 1. I will just give it as an identifier to keep it manageable. To keep manageable my routing table. So router ID, what is it? 8.8.8.8. I will give it the starter ID, and after that, what I will do, I will just define the networks, like for the neighbors that I have on the interface. Like on 800, I have R7, and that's the IP for it. So 192.1.78. What do we call that? 78.0.
And after that, I will just add the wildcard mask. As I've explained before, I want to right now, like metro, I wanted to match the first three octets for like 0 dot, like I wanted to match the 192 dot, the 1 and the 78, and after that I wanted to not match it, and it doesn't matter. So I will add what? 255 to it. And after that, I will do what? I will just add the name of the area that I want to configure it. So in here, I want to configure it in 1, in area 0. And that's it. That's how you can configure your OSPF. And after that, what you will do, so let's, what do you call that? Add the next, another network, whatever you call it. I don't know what to call it. So let's call all, let's identify what we will call it. So after that, the second network, that the second neighbor that we have, I want to add that neighbor into my, I want to make neighborship with R92. So I want to add a 192.1.89.0, and after that 0.0.0.255, and in which area this router is? In area 0. And that's all. That network is in area 0, so I will add it to area 0. So that's all. That's how you can configure your OSPF. So on the other side, we also do the same thing. So let's come to R7. So router OSPF 1. First, let's identify the router with the router ID, like router ID 7.7.7, and enter. And network, what is the network that I want to identify to it? 192.1.78.0. And which octet I want to match? The first three. And after that, 255, I want to add this network into which area? To area 0 or area 10. I can here we have two interfaces. This network is on which interface? On the interface ETH01, Ethernet 01. So this interface is in which area? It is in area 0. So I will just give it what? The area 0. And that's it. And after that, I have, as you can see in here, the neighborship with 8.8.8, which is this router, is what? Have gone from loading to full, and loading done. And that's it. And I have configured OSPF between R7 and R8. I have configured routing between R7 and R8. And after that, let's add another network, 192. Like we have network 192.1. What do we have? It 67.0 and 0.0.0.255. And after that, what do we do? This network is in which area? It is 800. It does connect to R6. It is in area 10. So I will do what? Add it to area 10. This is an EBR router. It's always connected to 1 to 2 or 3, or you can say 2 to 3 areas. So let's come to, and that's it. So let's come to what? R9. Let's also add R6 in here. So R9, enter, enable configuration terminal, host name, I will give it a host name R9, and I want to configure router, and I have already configured the interfaces for these IPs, so I will just configure OSPF router OSPF 1. I want to give it a router ID. It is 9.9.9.9, and I want to add its network into OSPF, which is what? 192.1.89.0. And after that, what is the wildcard mask? This is the wildcard mask I will specify for it. And after that, I will do what? The mic is open, and I will add it into area 0. That's it. That's all of it. That's all that we do in R9. I'll just explain the other part of the EIGRP in another video for you guys. So let's come to R6. Enable configuration terminal, which is this router in area 10, and I want to configure OSPF in this router OSPF. What is the one? Router ID 6.6.6.6, and I want to add the network 192.1.67.0, and what is the wildcard one? 0.0.0.255, and I wanted to add it into which area? Into area 10. And that's it. And now you will be able to see that the neighborship have come from loading to what? To full. So that's how you can configure your OSPF. Let's come to R9. It's also done. R7 and R8. All the neighborship have been
what? Fully adjacent, or whatever we call it. Electricity is not gone, but so we have configured the area 0 and I've also configured the sub areas. So let me show you the show commands of the OSPF, how to see that then how to see the neighbor table, how to see the database or topology table, and how to see the what? The routing table. So here's how you can do it. So I'm on R8. How to see which routers are my neighbor. So I will do it what? Come to the, what do we call that? User exec mode or whatever it is, and I'll add the show command, show IP OSPF neighbors, and here is how you can do it. So I have a neighborship with what? With 9.9.9.9, which is the online, and with 7, which is in full state, and this is the timer, that the dead timer, and I have connected to 9.9 on 801 and to 7.7.7 on Ethernet 0.0, and these are the IP addresses of those routers. So here is how you can see your neighbors. So after that, if you want, after you saw your neighbor table, if you want to see your what? Your database or your topology table, you can just type the command show IP OSPF database and enter it, and it will show you the whole data topology table of OSPF. 7.7 we have, 8.8 we have, 9.9, and these are the IPs, and here's how you can see your what? Your OSPF, your OSPF database. And after that, we also have, if you wanted to see your, what do we call that? Like if you want to see your, we have covered the neighbor table topological. If you want to see your routing table, show IP route, and this is your routing table, so you can see. So let me specify show IP route OSPF. So all the best paths are in here. So I wanted to see the OSPF best path for destination that I have. So if I want to go to 192.1.67.0, which is R6, which is on area what? On area 10. So this is the best path that I have in here, and it is an inter-area route. So that's how you can see your routing table. And you can also do the same thing on other routers, like on R6. If I want to see what do we call that, like on R6, if I want to see the routing table, so show IP route OSPF, and that's it. I have two best path or best routes to 192.178, 192.189, which is all through what? It's all through Ethernet 01, because this is the only path that I have to them, that I will explain the best path in this, or in this scenario for you guys. You will be able to look at it really, whatever we can call it. So that's it. So that's the basic configuration of OSPF that I told you before. In the next video, I'll explain these topics in here. As you can see, that these topics that we have in here, I'll explain them for you guys. And thank you guys for watching. So see you in the next video. For right now, oh, I forgot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friend who don't know networking. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.